As part of efforts geared towards providing decent and affordable housing for Nigerians, the federal government has disclosed plans to create 1 million direct and indirect jobs and provide 40,000 units of housing within the first phase of its renewed hope agenda for housing. The information was disclosed by the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Musa, at the one of 50th anniversary of the Federal Housing Authority. Clave Eunice Gloria Atta was there and now tells us more.
For many Nigerians, access to decent and affordable housing remains a critical challenge. This housing challenge is especially worsened by the rise in rural-urban migration, which continues to stretch the limited public infrastructure in urban centers. According to the International Human Rights Commission, more than 28 million Nigerians lack access to decent and affordable housing, and this is in tandem with the estimates of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, which projects that Nigeria requires at least 28 million housing units to close the housing gap. At the Federal Housing Authority's 50th anniversary celebration in Abuja, the Minister for Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, said the federal government is doing everything possible to materialize its city development plan to meet the housing demands of Nigerians.
In line with the renewed hope agenda to ensure that all Nigerians, including the low-income, vulnerable and privileged groups, have access to decent and dignified accommodation, we are also creating the framework for the establishment of a National Social Housing Fund, NSHF. This is because we believe that access to decent shelter is not only a necessity but a human right, and that all Nigerians across all income segments deserve a decent home to live and grow. We have also prioritized building materials manufacturing in the country. This will ensure economic growth, create jobs, and reduce dependency on imports.
In his address, former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, said the idea for establishing the Federal Housing Authority by his military administration in 1973 was one of the regime's post-Civil War social services aimed at providing shelter for Nigerians, just as former Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, called for a renewed focus on expanding rent-to-own schemes as part of a comprehensive strategy to tackle homelessness in Nigeria.
The occasion gives us the opportunity today to reflect not only on the remarkable progress made over the past 5 decades by various respective governments, but also on the enduring impact of the vision that sought to provide shelter and building communities for people of Nigeria.
So in one way, through research and development, we can bring innovation into housing types, housing costs, and bring down costs. But the cheapest house may still be unaffordable for the person it was built for, if you ask him to pay at once. While the most expensive house may be affordable for the person it was built for because he can get a 15-year mortgage.
Managing Director CEO of the FHA, Senator Gbenga Ashafa, says moving forward, the agency will implement operational reforms and strategic collaborations to deliver more decent and affordable houses to Nigerians.
What we have been promised by Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR is that the blueprint on the strategic housing policy will be such that an average Nigerian will be able to get a house under a loan agreement and then over the years pay back. And in case it could not pay during that period, the extension will be for the family to continue the repayment.
Highlights of the two-day event was the presentation of goodwill messages by stakeholders, a tour of exhibition booths, and panel discussions from relevant stakeholders and captains of industries at the occasion. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News.